Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's again been a long while since I have checked in, and thought since I was had a few moments here on Saturday to check in and let you guys know what's going on. And hopefully you all had a very wonderful Christmas and New Year and holiday time. I know mine was very relaxing and restful. I slept a lot, ate a lot, and just was able to really get in and get rejuvenated and ready for the new year. So the last time I did an update was, I think, weeks 8 through 11. I think I was just starting week 12 or something of that nature. So now I am actually 14 weeks and 6 days. And then, we'll be starting my 15th week on Monday. But I haven't been back to see how little boos, as my mom calls them, have been growing and if they're on pace of that time frame. But as far as my time frame, that's where I'm at. So I will update weeks 12 through 14. Really, things have been going a lot better now that I've moved on and transitioned. Week 12 was kind of like the start of my transition from first trimester to second trimester. And my morning sickness really started going down, or nausea. My fatigue started kind of waning, where I just wasn't just exhausted all the time. I can still fall asleep at a drop of a hat, but I'm not just like dying at any given moment. And that's really kind of started week 12. My bloat, I think, started going down as well, and I think posted on my last video as my cover my bump, and it was, I think, still a little bloat, but a lot of it was bump, as I really could start feeling my uterus had kind of popped up or started to pop up from my pelvic area. So that was exciting, nice to kind of see the manifestation of obviously the ultrasounds and pregnancy tests and everything, but actually seeing my body change was wonderful, and getting to kind of start really feeling pregnant and looking pregnant. So I'm not just telling people that I'm knocked up and they're taking me at face value, but not really seeing any of that. So that was kind of week 12. Nothing too crazy happened. And even into week 13, things started getting even better. Week 13, I think, was Christmas week. And again, I had time off from work, so I just slept a lot. Eating, as far as ate a lot of cookies, which my doctor told me that I could since it was Christmas time. But I'm also trying as best as possible to get a lot of more healthy fruits, vegetables. One thing that I'm still very much plagued with is the constipation. I am not anywhere close to being back to being my regular self. Still taking Colace and really trying to get a whole bunch of fiber in my diet, whether it's bran cereal or shredded wheat or broccoli or whatever. Lots of water, but it's just really not subsiding, and it hasn't gotten to the place anymore where it's so uncomfortable. Like before, I was just a wreck. I'm at least getting something out, and a lot of the gas is kind of, like I said, the bloat is getting better, but the constipation is still crazy. So I'm still trying to work on that and getting to a place where I'm a little more than just once every 3 or 4 days. So that was kind of week 13. And then this past week started week 14. And really I can say my nausea is pretty much all gone. I still have some smell aversions or smells that make me upset. My husband made something and I came downstairs and immediately started to gag. And then just in general, kind of, if I'm starving still, that whole nausea comes over and I just start to dry heave. And so trying to keep food in me all the time is really what's been good. But other than that, everything else is going pretty good. I'm still sleeping, getting to bed probably about 9 o'clock at night. I'm waking up still consistently with the constant urination. It's not as bad as before. Like, it got to the point where it was like once every hour. Now I'm back to maybe once every 3 hours. And I think actually last night, I made it all the way through the night. Granted, I woke up and had to rush to the bathroom, but I still was able to sleep all the way. So that was a little bit of progress. I'm trying to remember to stop drinking early enough so I'm not constantly up and down. What else is going on? I finally broke down and bought some maternity clothes. I went to Old Navy. They have a really great maternity section, ladies. So if you're struggling like I was, I just couldn't find anything anywhere. But I did not even know that Old Navy had a maternity. I guess I never paid attention. And I got, as well as I just bought some general sweater dresses. They're just so comfortable, nothing bunched at the waist. And I pop on some tights and put on a sweater dress and I rock it at work. So comfortable. I would live in these if I could. But yeah, Old Navy had some pretty good stuff and a lot of stuff was on sale. And then I was even able to get kind of like some store cash or whatever so I can go back in a couple of weeks and get some more stuff. So that has been helpful. I've started to go and look at different baby stores and trying to just think about registries and things we need to start worrying about. Really looking at kind of the more, obviously with twins, we got to worry about watching our budget, but still trying to find things that even though it may cost a lot of money up front, would be good for a transition. For example, having a stroller with the ability to click in an infant seat, but then as well, obviously, to be able to have a larger size infant to even toddler in the car seats as far as a double car seat, a double stroller. So looking at stuff like that, which are a little bit more on the expensive end, but I think it's worth it in the end, pay the money up front and kind of have it for the long haul. Same for like a crib or cribs. Looking at the convertible cribs, and especially the ones that come with the rails. Be careful. A lot of these convertible cribs are great and they look wonderful and beautiful, but then you have to go and buy the rails separately for the toddler bed, and if it transitions to like a day bed or a full-size bed or whatever, you have to buy the rails separately. And for us, I think the biggest one is just the toddler rails. I mean, eventually we can get the rails for, if we do end up transitioning them into like a day bed or a full-size bed. But the biggest thing is just for the toddler bed. I want to make sure we can at least get it through and have enough to make us, get us through all the way through the toddler stage. So that's been kind of cool. My mom and I have had a lot of fun looking at different ideas of how to decorate the nursery, different color patterns, just trying to kind of think of things and taking it slow. I think that's one thing that I'm really excited that I've allowed kind of the process to soak in and not get too crazy about everything and really taking it one day at a time. But I am a normal planful person, so I don't want to be rushed at the end. So trying to get as much done, and especially with the aspect of twins can always come early, which obviously singletons can as well. There's just sometimes a lot higher likelihood that twins come earlier. So just trying to get things done now and being ready. The husband, I have to report, Lewis, has done a complete 180. He had me worried there a little bit. Wasn't as excited or I guess involved as I would have liked him to be, but I definitely gave him the space and opportunity, and he's turned around. Now he's rubbing and kissing the belly and talking to the boos and just always wanting to just kind of keep me comfortable, give me back rubs. And at first he was kind of getting freaked out because one thing I've started feeling, and I don't know whether they're moving. I know they're moving, but obviously it's hard at 14 weeks, 15 weeks to really feel them. They're not strong enough, but I've started getting to where I would have like a hard spot, and then it would move. And I'm thinking it is one of the babies, and especially if they're two and they're kind of kicking off each other, kind of pressing. And so one day I felt and like, hey babe, feel. And he was like, that's just so gross. But then now he's like, okay, honestly, it freaks me out, but it's really kind of fascinating and cool. So I think it's nice that he is getting to the point where now it's like, okay, he's excited, but he's still a little apprehensive only because he's a dude and he thinks uteruses and all that stuff is gross. Like, I tried to get him to watch a birthing video with me, and he just flat out walked out the room. Which I did break down, and I watched a twin natural vaginal birth on YouTube. And number one, big ups to what her name was. I can't remember, but she was a G. I mean, number one, it was a natural birth. So she rocked that with 0 drugs. And she handled herself and her business like no other. The first baby popped out pretty quick. The second was breech. And that doctor had his whole arm inside of her. And she just handled her business. And at this point, I am planning for nothing. I want to go natural. Everyone says it's great. I would love to do it. But at the moment of time, whether it's for the best for me or for the babies, whatever the case may be, whatever happens is going to happen. But I tell you what, that video really gave me a reality check of the amount of awesomeness that we women possess in ourselves, and the ability to really be able to handle and get through childbirth, as well as freak me the hell out in preparation of realizing how crazy this is about to be. But whatever, I got some time. So yeah, that's how things are going. Everything else is good. Job is kicking back in. It is crazy cold here in Ohio. There's snow on the ground. I think Monday the low is going to be -11 without the wind chill. So with the wind chill, I'm sure it's going to be in the -40s or -50s, which is crazy. It's going to be a high of like 2 on Tuesday. I mean, I just don't understand why. I mean, I know why I live here. I live here for my husband and my stepson. His mom lives here, so we're not going anywhere. But at the same time, I grew up in Florida. This weather is crazy. So for all of you out there, stay warm, especially Beth. I know you're in Chicago and it's about to be cold. So girl, keep warm. But everybody, I hope you guys are doing well. For my certain sisters, I love you all. I hope that you guys are staying warm, staying positive and active in everything. Lauren, sounds like you have another new journey to start, but I'm very happy for you. And Beth, I know your transfer's coming up so soon. How so exciting. And for Tina and Angela, girls, you know what? I still got your back. And Nikki, I'm just so in awe of you and your presence and what's going on and everything. But for all the other ladies out there, I'm still hoping and praying for those who are in the journey. I'm still very excited for all the new positives that have been going on, and the folks that are joining the wonderful world of pregnancy. I am very much excited about the rest of 2014 for me and my family, and I hope that you all have a very rich, positive, joyful, and so exciting 2014. So take care, everybody, and I will catch up with you all soon.